Hello children, how are you all? Children, today we will learn about the structure of human heart. Okay, so before entering into the structure, we will see where the heart is located and then what is the size of its size of heart, then what is the weight of it, then how it is protected. All these things once we will see, then after that we will study the structure. Okay, so from the smaller classes onwards, you have already studied that heart is located in our chest cavity. So that chest cavity, it is also known as thoracic cavity. What it is? Thoracic cavity. So heart is located in the thoracic cavity in between two lungs. Okay, and it is not exactly located in between the two lungs. It is slightly oriented towards the left side, and then that particular space is there where it is located. That particular space is called mediastinum. Mediastinum. What it is? What is meant by mediastinum? That means the space where the heart is located in between the two lungs. That particular space is called the mediastinum. Now, the size of the heart is about one's fist. Fist means mutti. Okay, and then the weight is there. That is, in case of male, it is 300 gram. 300 gram. It is the approximate weight. Okay, and in case of female, it is 250 gram. Now the heart is protected by and enclosed by a protective covering is there. That covering is called pericardium. What it is? Pericardium. Pericardium. What is meant by pericardium? Heart is enclosed by, it is covered. If it is heart, it is covered by a protective cover. That cover is called pericardium. And pericardium consists of two layers are there. First outer layer is there, that is called fibrous pericardium. Fibrous pericardium. Fibrous pericardium. Then the inner layer is there, that is called serous pericardium. Inner layer is called serous. Serous pericardium. Okay, so this outer layer, fibrous pericardium, it is tough and inelastic in nature. Elasticity nahi rehta. And then serous pericardium is there. It is thin layer, but serous pericardium is again divided into two. Outer one is there, that is called the parietal layer. Parietal layer. And the inner one is there, that is called the visceral layer. Visceral layer. Now, in between the parietal layer and the visceral layer, the space will be there. That space is called pericardial space. Pericardial space. And this pericardial space is filled with a fluid called pericardial fluid. Pericardial fluid. Understood? Once again we will see like this a diagrammatic structure we will make. This is heart. Okay, this is surrounded by a membrane protective cover. Outer cover is called the fibrous pericardium. This one, this is the outer cover. Then inner cover with another pen we will make. Inner cover, this one. Okay, this is called the serous pericardium. And then serous pericardium, it consists of two layers. These are the two layers. Okay, outer layer, this one, this is called the parietal layer, and the inner layer, that is this one, this is called the visceral layer. Now, in between these two layers, the space is there. That space is called the pericardial space. And that pericardial space is filled with a fluid. That fluid is called the pericardial fluid. Understood this much? Understood? Now we will see about the wall of the heart. Wall of the heart. You already studied that this heart, it is a hollow organ. Okay. So the wall is there. It is made up of, again, three layers are there. Wall of the heart. It is made up of three layers. If is heart. This wall is made up of 3 layers. Outer this layer, it is called epicardium. Epicardium. Okay. Epicardium means it is made up of squamous epithelium. Squamous epithelium. Epithelium. आप लोग स्मॉलर क्लासेस में पढ़ा है एपिथेलियम अलग अलग टाइप का रहता है, उसमें फ्लैट जो एपिथेलियल सेल्स है उसका नाम है स्क्वामस एपिथेलियम. सो आउटर एपिकार्डियम, आउटर वॉल इज देयर, दैट इज कॉल्ड एपिकार्डियम. Epicardium is made up of squamous epithelial cells. Okay. Now inner to this one, the second layer is there. This is the second layer considered. Okay. This is called myocardium. 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 This portion, myocardial portion, it is made up of cardiac muscles. Which muscles? Cardiac muscles. Then inner, one more layer is there, the third layer. Okay, this is the third layer. This is called endocardium. Endocardium. Endocardium, and endocardium is also made up of the same tissue, that is squamous epithelial tissue. Squamous epithelial tissue. Epithelium. Okay, so clear about the wall of the heart. Again I am telling, the wall of the heart consists of 3 layers are there. Outer layer is called epicardium. It is made up of squamous epithelial cells. Then the middle layer is there, that is called myocardium. It is made up of cardiac muscles, and the inner layer is there, that is called endocardium. That is made up of again squamous epithelial cells. Clear this much? Now we will see about the external structure of heart. External structure. You have already studied that heart consists of 4 chambers are there. Okay. So externally, if we will observe the heart, see, like this. Like this. Okay. So if we will observe the heart, we can see that 4 chambers. These are the upper chambers. Upper 2 chambers are there, and lower also 2 chambers are there, like this. So upper chambers, upper 2 chambers, it is called atria. Atria, or it is also known as auricle. What it is? Atria or auricle. That is the upper chambers. Okay. Then the lower chamber is called ventricle. Ventricle. So if we will observe the heart from externally, we can see a groove between the atria and ventricle. See, this is the transverse groove. One depression like the structure. Okay. This groove is called atrioventricular groove. Atrioventricular groove. Or it is also known as coronary sulcus. Coronary sulcus. Okay. What is coronary sulcus or atrioventricular groove? The groove which separates the atria from the ventricle. In between the atria and this ventricle, lower portion, lower chamber. Upper chamber is called atria and the lower chamber is called the ventricle. In between the atria and the ventricle, this transverse groove is there, that is called the atrioventricular groove. Okay. Like that, in between the ventricle also, these 2 are the ventricle. In between the ventricle also, one groove is there. That groove is called interventricular groove. Interventricular groove. Understood? So externally if we will observe, we can see 4 chambers are there. Upper 2 chambers are called atria and the lower 2 chambers are called the ventricle. The atria are separated from the ventricle by a groove we can see, that is called atrioventricular groove or coronary sulcus. Then the ventricles are separated from one another So here also one groove is visible, that is called the interventricular groove. Okay, now we will identify the side. Okay, side of the diagram. How you will identify the side of the diagram? For that one, the simple way is there. This phasing of the diagram. Diagram's facing and ours facing should be in the same direction. Okay, after keeping like that, we can see this is our right side. So this also the right side of the diagram and this is the left side. So this is left side of the diagram. Okay, so this is right atria, this is left atria. This is right ventricle and this is left ventricle. Okay, now one more point is there. The right side of the heart, this entire side, this right atria and the right ventricle, it consists of deoxygenated blood. That means impure blood. That means carbon dioxide filled blood. Okay, so this atria also, this ventricle also, it contains deoxygenated blood. And in this side, left side, this atria and this ventricle contain oxygenated blood. That means pure blood. Okay. Now we will see which blood vessels bring, which blood vessels will bring this blood. Okay. Now the right atria, it will receive the deoxygenated blood by two vessels are there. Two major veins are there. They are called, one will open into the upper portion of this atria and the another will open into the lower portion of this atria. Okay, so these blood vessels are called, which is opening up to the upper portion, this is called superior vena cava. What it is? Superior vena cava. Vena cava. And which is opening to the lower portion, that is called inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava. So, once again I am telling the blood vessels which will carry impure blood to the right atria, that is superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Okay, now from this right atria, the blood will reach into the right ventricle. So, we can see one blood vessel, this impure blood, it has to go to the lungs for purification. We already studied that heart is located in between the lungs. So, impure blood, it will go to the lungs. Both the lungs it will go for purification. From the lungs, the blood will take oxygen. Okay. So, for that one main blood vessel is there. That blood vessel will take the impure blood to lungs for purification. Consider this is that blood vessel. Okay. It is standing like this. One branch to this lung, another branch to this lung. So, this is called, again it will get a branch. This blood vessel is called pulmonary trunk. What it is? Pulmonary trunk. This pulmonary trunk, you can see it is dividing into two branches. Then each branch we are telling pulmonary artery. What it is? This one is pulmonary artery. So this side pulmonary artery, this already side we know, this is right side. So this is right pulmonary artery and this one is left pulmonary artery. Understood? Which blood vessel? This blood vessel, it will start from here. Okay, it will start from here. It will take the blood, this blood vessel will start from here and it will take the impure blood to lungs for purification. So that blood vessel is called the pulmonary trunk. Okay, pulmonary trunk will divide into two branches are there, that is right pulmonary artery and left pulmonary artery. So these two blood vessels carry the impure blood to lungs for purification. Now we can see that after purification, the blood is coming back to heart. Okay, so from this lungs and this lung, the blood will come to this side, left side. We studied left side consists of oxygenated blood. So this blood will reach from this side, two veins are there. From this side also two veins are there. they will carry the blood. So total 4 veins, 2 pairs are there. Okay, one pair from this lung, another pair from this lung. This is called, these blood vessels are called pulmonary vein. What it is? Pulmonary veins. So total how many pulmonary veins are there? 4 pulmonary veins. That is 2 pairs. 2 pulmonary veins will come from means the right side of the right lung, and 2 will come from the left lung. Okay, like that pulmonary veins, here it will come to the left atria, which will carry oxygenated blood back to heart. Okay, now this blood will reach here, that is left ventricle. From the left ventricle only, this oxygenated blood, it will circulate throughout the body. Left ventricle will pump that blood to throughout the body. So, one more blood vessel is there, which will carry this blood. See, that blood vessel will start from here. This is left ventricle. From here, it is coming up like this. Can you see? Like this. This is pulmonary artery, no? So, like this, see, this is pulmonary artery, pulmonary trunk. Like this, the another blood vessel, it will go from this left ventricle. Okay, so this one is called systemic aorta. Okay, we will see the systemic aorta portion once again, because it is also having many different regions are there. See, like this the systemic aorta is going. One branch, this is the another branch, this is the third branch. See, this one, this black color one. Okay, this is the first branch, this is the second branch, and this is the third branch. Okay. Now the systemic aorta, it consists of this portion is there. This is called ascending aorta. Okay, and this portion is there which is coming down. This is called descending aorta. Okay, now this middle portion is there, this one. This is the middle portion of the aorta. This is called aortic arch. Okay, mainly the systemic aorta, it consists of 3 regions. This one is called ascending aorta. This is called descending aorta, and the middle portion is called aortic arch. Now this aortic arch again divided into 3 arteries. 3 arteries are starting from the aortic arch. Among that, the first one is there, this one. This is called brachiocephalic artery. Okay, then the second one is there, this one. This is called carotid artery. And this is the third one. This is called subclavian artery. So understood about the systemic aorta, which will start from the left ventricle. Once again I am telling, systemic aorta, it starts from the left ventricle. It will carry the oxygenated blood to the entire body. Okay, this aorta, it consists of this upper, the region which is going up, that is called ascending aorta. Then down portion, this one, this is called descending aorta, and it consists of 3 arteries are there. First one is called brachiocephalic artery. Second one is there, that is called carotid artery, and the third one is there, that is called subclavian artery. Okay, so this is the structure of systemic aorta. Now we studied about how many blood vessels. See, we studied about superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, which will carry the impure blood to the left atria. Okay, Then we studied that this impure blood, it moved to the lungs for purification. That is taken by pulmonary trunk, which is divided into right pulmonary artery and left pulmonary artery. Then after purification from the lungs, pulmonary veins are there. That also two pairs are there. Two from this lung, means two from this lung and two from this lung. It will carry the pure blood to left atria. Then from the left ventricle, this pure blood is going all over the body. Okay, that is taken by systemic aorta. Systemic aorta consists of three main regions: ascending aorta, descending aorta, and the middle aortic arch. Okay, then from the aortic arch, three main arteries are starting. That is, first one brachiocephalic artery, second one is carotid artery, and the third one is subclavian artery. This much clear. Now some other blood vessels are also there, which will provide heart means blood to the heart wall itself. Okay, we studied that heart walls consist of three layers: outer epicardium, middle myocardium, and inner endocardium. So that walls are made up of cells. That also we studied: squamous epithelium and then cardiac muscles. That cells also need the blood. So the heart wall itself need the blood. That blood is provided by, we can see that many like this small blood vessels are there. These blood vessels are called coronary artery. This coronary artery provide blood to the heart walls, heart cells itself. Okay, and then after using the blood will get impure. That impure blood is collected by some another small vessels are there. Okay, they are called coronary veins. Coronary veins. These coronary veins, they unite together to form coronary sinus. Coronary sinus. And then that coronary sinus is again opening into, because that coronary sinus will bring which blood? Heart muscles is using the pure blood, and then that blood will consist of carbon dioxide after their use. So that carbon dioxide filled blood is again coming to the which atria it will come, carbon dioxide filled blood? That is right atria. So this coronary sinus is also opening to the right atria. Understood? Understood? Now one more thing you have to tell, that means this we studied, this one pulmonary trunk, and this is systemic aorta. In between this one here, one connection is there. Okay, this connection, the name of the connection is ligamentum arteriosum. Ligamentum arteriosum. What is that connection? Where it is located? Between the systemic aorta and pulmonary trunk, there is a connection. Okay, that connection is called the ligamentum arteriosum. It is the remnant of ductus arteriosus. Ductus arteriosus. Okay. Remnant of ductus arteriosus means what? Actually, in case of that is embryonic stage, fetal stage, जब baby womb में रहता है, that time in the embryo, here one means a duct is there. The name of the duct is ductus arteriosus. Okay. Then after the birth of that baby, this duct will narrows. Okay, and then it will form only that remain, means a small that portion will be there. That portion is called the ligamentum arteriosum. That is why we are telling it is the remnant of ductus arteriosus. Understood? Okay, so all these things you have to tell about the external structure of heart.